Hey, it's Nancy Conrad here, and today I've got Mark Podolsky with me. He is here in Arizona, just like I am, and he's going to walk you through his entire business, which is investing in land. Now, that may be scary to some people, but he is going to demystify it and go down step by step by step what it is that he does. And surprisingly, what I really found interesting is that he really digs in and really gives you the keys to what it is that he's doing. And if you listen to this, there isn't anything that he is saying that you can't do yourself. So he does also mentor people. So if you're finding that this is something that you want to do, I have his contact information at the end, which is so cool. So anyway, I hope you enjoy Mark Podolsky.
Okay, so let me start right here. This is Nancy Conrad, and I wanted to introduce Mark Podolsky. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Yay! Okay.
Nancy, just like Smith or Jones. Podolsky.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Of course. Anyway, Mark is somebody that I started listening to because he has a podcast about investing in land, which I think is fascinating because it's easy to create notes doing that. And in the notes business, people are all about the mailbox money and trying to simplify things so that you have a sustainable passive income over a long period of time. And of course, there is some work. It's, you have to kind of know what you're doing. And so I think there's a lot of stuff that what you're doing, Mark, is similar to what I'm doing, except there's no house on the land. So
Right. Yeah. So, it's really a simple model and pretty headache free. And because we're so geeky, Nancy, we're 90% automated with software.
I love that. I mean,
Yeah.
if a person likes to do the geeky stuff like I do, I think that they'll find it's just going to increase their income and make their lives easier. So take it away, Mark, and let's hear what you got.
All right, Nancy. So today we're going to learn how to make $10,000 a month in passive income within 12 months by building a scalable, migraine-free real estate investing business the geeky way. So that's me. I know what you're thinking. Way more handsome in person. Thank you.
and all dressed up too.
Yeah. See, I've been a full-time land investor since 2001. I've completed over 5,000 land deals. This year we've done over 220 deals, so it's now 5,200. I own Frontier Properties. We're an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and I'm a land investing coach and mentor. So I've also have 3 podcasts on iTunes. The current one is The Art of Passive Income. Then I've got the Land Geek podcast, as well as the Best Passive Income Model podcast. So that's over 300 plus episodes of content out there.
Gosh, Mark, I didn't even know that you had all 3 of those. I guess I've been listening to one, and that was plenty right there. So you've been a busy boy.
I have been. So I also wrote Dirt Rich, and it's really a great introduction into the business as well. And you can get that on Kindle, and we're getting great feedback on that. And so in a nutshell, this is what I teach. I'm going to teach you how to build a simple business model that makes $10,000 or more in passive income every month, and how to systematize key parts of the business so they work most effectively, how to eliminate work by finding inefficiencies and using automation tools. I told you, Nancy, we're getting geeky.
Love it. I love it.
How to delegate up to 90% of the work that can't be eliminated or automated. In fact, I have a dedicated team in the Philippines that our clients plug into, and they do all the work for our clients, the Land Geek VA program. And then how to work on the business instead of in it, that typical E-Myth philosophy, right? So here's what we're going to learn. How you can have the financial freedom you deserve without working yourself to death.
Yay.
How you can build up a significant passive income in real estate, but without the headaches and nightmares you always hear about. And how you can create the ideal situation in which you work. When you want, where you want, and with whom you want. I mean, Nancy, I'm sure you're doing that now.
I'm trying. I mean, there's always tweaks to do. So I love where you're going with this.
Yeah, thank you. So you're also going to learn how you can start small and scale your business efficiently. So it's going to bring in all the passive income you'll ever need, and why you only need a simple business model and a few well-built systems to get started, and how you can get all this done in about 12 months working just a couple of focused hours a day. Jeff Axton is a full-time firefighter. He works about an hour, a focused hour a day on his business. He's at over $15,000 a month passive income. He makes more money working an hour a day in his land business than he does as a full-time firefighter.
Wow.
So why this is important to you right now? Well, most real estate investing business models you see can be profitable if you set them up the right way. But most of the time, they're going to put you up against a lot of competition, and they're going to put your time, money, and energy at significant risk. And here's what I mean by a lot of competition. Big companies that sell the most common house flipping and rental property training courses have huge marketing budgets and massive reach, right? You've seen these on Facebook, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And there are at least a dozen TV shows about fixing and flipping houses that inspire everyone to give it a try. And a lot of famous financial advisors sing the praises of owning rental properties. So all of their followers want a piece of that pie. And here's what I mean by a lot of risk. Fixing houses or managing rental properties yourself consumes a lot of your time and energy. And you can run into a huge variety of surprises like mold, asbestos, structural damage that cost a lot of money to fix. We don't have any of that in land. And plus, houses and other buildings are really expensive. So you're more likely to need private investors, which means you do the same amount of work, but you have to share a really big part of the profits. So let's just get into it. Why raw land, right? No renters, no tenants. No renovations, no toilet repairs. No rodents, no termites. And land can't be stolen or destroyed, right? Ted Turner's got that famous quote, buy land, it's the only thing that lasts. The land market has low competition. If you go to a RIA meeting, Nancy, there's 100 people in that meeting. 99 of them are going to be house flippers, landlords, or wholesalers. You and I will be the only land people. It's like the most unsexy niche there is, right? It's not going to be glamorized on reality TV shows. What is having a show, flip this land? It's me in front of my computer, right?
Yeah.
The before picture's raw land. The after picture's raw land.
Well, I have to interject here. I saw today on the news that they interview people it was 60% of people that are living in cities would really like to live in a rural environment if they could. So if we're getting closer to going off the grid potentially for a lot of people working online, then this kind of opens up that dream that people might have to go buy that 10 or 20 or 40 acres or whatever it is in the mountains and then, live their dream life.
Yeah, that's a really good point. There's a lust for land in this country that most people don't even realize. It's so true. It's really a massive market. So, but the most important thing is land is just so simple, right? You
Yeah.
got fewer restrictions like building codes. It's faster and easier closing since there are no mortgages. And all of your due diligence can be done online, or you can outsource it to my team. And you never even have to set foot on a property. I can't tell you the last time I set foot on a property. So
Wow.
the best reason, land generates passive income. So you're going to make passive income by selling properties on easy owner financing terms and getting monthly cash flow until the notes are paid off. So here's a quick example of some sample returns. David Van Steenkist made 3,100% on a deal today. 2 acres, paid $500, sold for $15,750. Terms $1,000 down, $205 a month, 72 months. So essentially, it's like a car payment, right? And that's really what we do. So the game we play is how many of these notes can we create before our passive income exceeds our fixed expenses, and then we're working because we want to, not because we have to.
Well, and those numbers that you put there right now would really go head to head with a lot of people that are in the wholesaling business right now. That seems to be very big. And it's kind of eating away a little bit of the profits for rehabber, or not a little bit, a lot of the profits for rehabbers. So more and more people getting into that. But those numbers right there are attainable for someone that wants to do wholesaling.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But this isn't even, when I think of wholesaling, I think of a quick flip for cash.
Sure.
So he's generating, he got his money out already, plus $500. And then he's going to generate $205 a month for the next 72 months.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so that's a nice note right there. And it's much easier to sell land on terms than houses, because with land, you offer super affordable payments that just about anyone can handle. So because land is simple, you can build up a portfolio of notes and properties to sell with owner financing terms very quickly and you reach your passive income goals much faster. So why not just save money and invest in stocks or bonds? Now,
Oh,
Nancy, probably for your group, they know where you know, right?
no. And you
Right.
know what's happened to the market lately, and it's not looking good. And now we're looking at, probably entering a recession in 2019.
No, it's absolutely true. I mean, think about it. For every $1,000 monthly income, you need $269,000 in the bank. I
Whew.
mean, that's crazy. So to have 10,000 a month in passive income, you need to save 2.69 million and earn what is today a very aggressive 5% interest rate.
Terrible.
So yeah, so is land investing for you? If you don't like putting your money into a bank or a fund and getting tiny pathetic returns, this is for you. If you
And
want to invest, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm going to jump in because a lot of people that are my age, I'm looking at, retiring in the next few years. Although I'm not really going to retire because I'm not working at a job, but you know what I mean.
Right.
And people want to sell you annuities. Take that cash that you have and let them go work it, and then you get this paltry amount back in return with all kinds of fees and chunks of money that they're going to siphon off. And no, thank you. I don't want any part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And if you want to invest in a stable asset that you control, instead of rolling the dice in the stock market or annuity or a fund that you have no idea what's going on, this is going to be great for you. If you want to make high returns with low risk, this is for you. And if you've tried investing in real estate but you didn't like dealing with the headaches, this is for you. And if you're currently a real estate investor competing in a tough market and you want to make money with less effort, this is for you. If you want to build a real estate business that leverages systems and automation to make your life easier, this is for you. If you want to own a business that has processes you can easily delegate to inexpensive assistants so you can enjoy more free time, this is for you. If you want to make extra cash to get out of debt, this is for you. If you don't have millions in the bank and you're worried about your retirement, this is for you. If you want enough passive income to replace your job income and work for yourself, this is for you. So if you want to achieve complete financial independence and you think that earning 300% to over 1,000% returns on your money seems like a good way to make it happen, then this is definitely for you. All right, so let's just be real, okay? The do-it-yourself real estate reality check. So how do you know if this is even worth your time, right? Well, if you're uncomfortable buying assets for 20 to 30 cents on the dollar, this is not for you, okay? If you feel that it's unethical to make very high profit margins, and some people do, this is not for you. If you don't want to run a business, you want income that is truly 100% passive, like dividends or interest, this is not for you. You've got to do some work.
Mm-hmm.
Most people who buy how to make money in real estate training courses won't make any money whatsoever, right? The
Right.
reality is it takes a lot of effort. So if you're not willing or not prepared to focus long enough to get the results you want, this is not for you.
So true.
And I'll admit, my results in the land investing business aren't even remotely typical, right? I have an advantage over most. I've got a name. I've got a list of customers who trust me. I can just pick up the phone and sell land whenever I want. And it's just not typical. But I have a confession. Even though I've done well in this business, I made a ton of mistakes.
Well,
And I've,
you've been at it for a long time. I mean, how long have you been doing this, you said?
I've been doing this full time since 2001.
Okay, so you've made your mistakes, you've learned the hard way, and now it's working because you know what it takes to run it, and you were willing to learn and put the effort in.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I wish there was someone like me that would help me, mentor me when I was doing some of these bigger deals. And I literally missed out on millions because I didn't recognize, when to seek advice from a good mentor.
Sure.
So here's the Land Geek House rules. This is not get rich quick. This is not sit on the beach while earning millions. And this is not a set it and forget it, right? I'm not going to make any ridiculous promises. So just a little bit about me. I was born in St. Louis, Midwestern values. My dad was kind of a workaholic. And, he told me, get a degree from a good university. I did. I went to IU, go Hoosiers.
Yeah.
And get a job for a good company. I did. And so, of course, I helped business, I was a business broker with dentists sell their practices. And then I got this soul crushing job. So my second job was in investment banking and mergers and acquisitions. And if you've ever hated your job and felt like you had no control, we have that in common. So I had this, 45-minute commute to work and back on the 51.
Awful.
Awful. My boss micromanaged me. I felt like I had to compromise my values every day just to get clients. And I even felt like a phony when telling people I was an investment banker because I was really just broke and miserable. And if you've ever kept a miserable job because you felt trapped by responsibilities, we have
Yeah.
that in common. So I had a house and mortgage payment, had a 6-month-old baby at home, bills, groceries, living paycheck to paycheck, getting nowhere. I had $3,000 saved up for car repairs. Couldn't let my wife buy organic baby food. This is like one of our biggest fights at the
Mm.
time.
Oh dear.
And if you've ever felt desperate for a change and extremely stressed because you didn't have the freedom you wanted, we have that in common. So what happened was I stumbled in the world of land investing. My buddy at the firm was buying and selling land. He's doing well with it. And I went to a tax deed auction with him, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was clueless, scared.
Was this Maricopa County or elsewhere?
This was in New Mexico.
In New Mexico. Okay.
Yeah. And so this is my last $3,000 that I had saved up for car repairs.
Oof.
And so I was amazed with the results. I did exactly what he said to do. And I started making 300% returns. And it took about 18 months before the land investing income exceeded the investment banking income. And then I quit. I've been doing it full time ever since.
Wow.
So I really committed to learning and mastering every aspect of the land investing business. And I'm going to share with you now the secrets that I discovered about land investing with you. So this is the core philosophy: systematize, eliminate, delegate, right? Systematize. So every task or to do is part of a process, which is part of a larger system. And when you systematize processes, you improve their consistency and reliability. Then we're going to eliminate. Systems aren't built perfectly at first. So over time, we're going to eliminate inefficient processes or effectively eliminate them with automation. And then we're going to delegate. Once you build the process, if you keep doing the routine yourself, you're working in the business. But when you document and standardize processes, it lets you easily delegate them to inexpensive assistants.
And I want to hear about all this because this is something my husband does. He's got the engineer brain. He writes down every step of things that he does in order to do what you're talking about, to automate. And I'm lazy, and I just think, oh, I'm going to remember that I did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on. But you're exactly right, because I can't convey that information to somebody else if it's in my brain.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you ever use Process Street?
I haven't. Process Street. Tell me about what that is.
I think it's process.st. So
Okay.
basically, you'll create like a system, and then when you hand it off to your virtual assistant, they essentially go through a checklist, and they check off each and every task within that system, and then you can see it, and then you can iterate it, and it's really cool.
I will check that out.
And it's free. It's a really great way to
Love
train.
free. Okay.
Yeah. So if you approach every aspect of the land investing business this way, you're going to spend more time working on your business. And by working on your business, I mean working on strategy, growth, and improving your systems. So that you don't just create another job for yourself. You become a true business owner, right? So how do you know if you're a true business owner? You can basically travel around the world, and the machine just keeps bringing you that mailbox money without you doing anything. All right, so 5 simple systems. Systems 1 through 3 are the acquisition or deal flow systems. Finding land, making offers, buying land. Systems 4 or 5 and 5 are the marketing systems, which is finding buyers and selling the land. So first system is finding the land. So what we're going to do is research counties, get lists, scrub the lists, right? So when we're researching our counties, what makes a county good for land investing, right? We want an abundance of raw land is number 1. We want a moderate climate. I mean, Nancy, let's be honest, right? Nobody wakes up and thinks to themselves, boy, I'd really like some raw land today in Minnesota, unless you live in Minnesota.
Right. Yeah.
You want to be located within 2 to 3 hours of a popular city, and you want to be in the path of economic and population growth. So you're going to start at NACO.org, the National Association of Counties. There's 3,007 U.S. counties. This is all the information. The recorder, the treasurer, the assessor, everything you need from the county is in this one place. You can get some good county info at Wikipedia. Go to the county websites and the county officials. Call them. See what's going on with the county. Local news and real estate publications. And then census.gov.
thank God for the internet, because, 15 years ago, it would have been a lot harder to get a lot of this information, it looks like. I mean, I might have had to go to the library to maybe come up with all of this data. But
Oh yeah, yeah,
20 minutes, all of it.
it's all there, absolutely. So when deciding what characteristics of accounting are good or bad, think about what your specific niche group of customers want, right? And then you're going to organize your research in terms of features and benefits for your future customers. So now we got to get a list. So what's the list to get and why? We want the county delinquent tax roll. So our lowest hanging fruit are going to be people that live out of state and owe back taxes, right? So we want to see the properties that are behind on taxes but not foreclosed. And then these are the owners that are most likely that don't use or appreciate the property, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where do we get those tax delinquent lists? Go to the county treasurer online, go to taxsaleLists.com, agentpro247.com. You go to listsource.com. Local title companies sometimes have these lists. So sometimes the county employee might not be easy to work with, right? They're a government employee.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of be, know that going in. Sometimes the list format might be messy if the county has old IT systems. So you might have to go to Fiverr.com or Upwork.com and find an Excel ninja to,
Clean the
recreate
data.
that list. Yeah, clean it up. And sometimes those third-party lists could be outdated. So now we want to scrub the list. So what info do you need from the list? We want to know how far behind, how close to foreclosure on that tax delinquency. We want to know the APN numbers, the parcel numbers. We want to know the lot size of the acreage. We want to know the assessed value. We want to know the owner's mailing address, right?
Mm-hmm.
Properties you don't want on the list, we're going to get rid of the residential buildings, industrial buildings, commercial buildings. So to execute the scrub, easiest is use Excel, numbers, Google Sheets, sort, filter, group, etc. A really quick, dirty way to do it is just by use code. So contact the county assessor or the planning and zoning department and say, hey, what's the use code just for vacant land? And you could scrub it that way.
Nice tip.
Yeah, we could also eliminate properties with an assessed value of, let's say, over $30,000 to isolate raw land, right? In some of these more inexpensive counties.
Sure.
And then we're going to sort and batch our properties by APN so you can do your due diligence in batches. And essentially, when we're pricing our list, I'll kind of walk you through it. We don't want to send an offer that's got 40 acres to the same person that has 5 acres, because the person with 40 acres is going to send us back glitter in the mail.
Can I ask you a quick question too?
Sure.
So when you're going through, because I've gone through lists looking for, not for land, but for other things. And it's a little bit of a needle in a haystack thing without really doing this kind of cleanup that you're talking about, because I think you're right about that. It's absolutely vital. But sometimes the addresses are not correct, or it goes to some lawyer or a trust or something like that. And how do you deal with that?
Yeah, so what I'll typically do is, we have a software system. And essentially with our software system, it does address verification before it goes out. So
Okay.
that first piece is really good. And then what we'll do is we might take a cursory look at the list. I want to kind of eliminate anyone who's international. Now,
Right.
I like mailing companies because they're sometimes unemotional, right? So I don't mind it. I've got other clients, they'll get rid of it. But that's really what you could do. But I don't want to do due diligence yet just on the list, because I have a list of 5,000, right?
Yeah.
Like I want to just get my offers out. And then after that second round, I might scrub the list further out and see what happens from there.
Okay.
So when we're making our offers, we need to calculate our offers, mail offers, and track offers. So I'm not going to be like the housing people, Nancy, say, I'm interested in buying your house. Well, now I'm in the appraisal business. They're going to come back. I'm interested in selling my house. Now we're negotiating. What we'll do is send an actual offer. And I'm going to show you right now how we calculate it. So in the information you need to determine how much you offer is, what's going to be your minimum return on investment. So mine is 300%. We want to look at the comparable property sale data, and we want to look at the expected closing costs, essentially. So, and then the delinquent tax amount. So let's say that you have a property that I find the comparable property sale data is $10,000, right? That's like my lowest comp. Well, for me, what I'm going to do is divide by 4. And that's going to get me what Warren Buffett would call a 300% margin of safety. So the most I'm going to pay for your property, Nancy, is $2,500 minus your back taxes. So if you owe $200 in back taxes, your net amount is $2,300 from me.
Okay.
Okay.
And
so
then let me stop you for just a second. So when you're making that offer, do you say, I'm going to offer you that, the top amount minus your back taxes? So you're not giving them the lower number, but you give them the higher number, saying, but of course we'll subtract what's owed.
exactly. So the offering says, we have an out in our offer,
Okay.
based on back taxes and due diligence. Yeah, absolutely. So where do we get to find these comps? We'll go to the county assessor, landandfarm.com, landwatch.com, eBay will have comps,
Wow.
Google, right? For properties you plan to resell for cash, assume a 300% ROI and back calculate to get your offer price. Again, divide by 4. For properties you plan to resell on owner financing terms, because of time value of money, I like to make about 800 to 1,000% ROI and back calculate to get your offer price from there. So now we get a mail, right? So you never want to stop mailing. This is like the lifeblood of our business is deal flow. So if you talk to people about buying their land, again, they're going to treat you like an appraiser. So mailing offers is the main artery of your land business. When you stop mailing offers, it's like blocking or severing that artery. But it's a typical newbie mistake I see. And then I treat it like the 7-minute workout, right? Like if you tell me, hey, go work out for an hour, I'm like, ah. But if you say, hey, Mark, do a quick 7-minute workout and you'll feel better and it's pretty good for you, that's what I do. 20 offers a day, right,
Wow.
to get started. And that'll move the needle for sure.
Can I ask a quick question again? So when you're saying so you have your list and you're sending stuff out, you're making the offer at the first time you send them something, saying, hey, Joe Blow, I see that you own this property and we'd like to make you an offer to buy it at blank. Or do you just say, I'm interested in buying your property, please contact me, my phone number here?
Yeah, I mean, essentially I have an offer letter that basically just it's like really sort of like that. It's like, here's your property, here's our offer, here's our out. If you want to make a counter offer, here's a little line to make a counter offer, mail
Okay.
it back. And that's it.
Wow. Okay.
And I want your name, number, email address. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. That's very interesting.
Yeah. It saves a lot of time. So here's the expectations. You want to have a 3 to 5% response rate. Okay. If it's lower than 3 to 5%, your offers are coming out of the gate are too low for that market. If it's higher than 5%, your offers are probably too high.
Okay.
And you need to retrade, okay? And you're going to get lots of undeliverable mail, but again, with address verification software, you can really cut down on it. Once that undeliverable mail comes back, you can use Intellius.com or binverified.com and a virtual assistant to go in and find the updated addresses because no one's contacting those people. And it's a great way to remail. And then you're going to expect a few nasty messages from people
Of
who are
course.
just upset, right?
Yep.
So I just set up a Google Voice account. I don't even listen to it.
Right.
Okay, so to mail out the offers, you can do it yourself or you can delegate it to your VA. You can use yellowletter.com, lob.com, local direct mail service, right? And then again, we want to track our offers. So the key things to test and track results for are envelope variations, right? Is it going to be handwritten versus printed? Printed personally at home versus a mass mail printing, envelopes versus postcards, and then your offer letter variations, a business look versus a personal look. So let's say that we're sending to our county, we'll split test it, right? Well, let's say 50 are going to be business and then 50 personal, who wins, right? 50 handwritten,
Okay.
50 printed, who wins?
And
let's
do
see
you find that differs between the markets that you go to, or is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It really does. It's kind of interesting how that works. And do that. And then, some people want to have like a long and fuzzy letter explaining what they're doing, why they're doing it, their offer amount. And I just do a straight offer. Like I'm all business.
That's an interesting thing because this has been for a lot of people that do the I buy houses things, or maybe they're using letters. There's a difference between the people that are just all business, which I think I would prefer, or sending out the warm and fuzzy letter with a picture of themselves with their spouse and their kids or the dog saying, "Hey, I'm a really nice person." And of course, they are a really nice person.
Sure.
They just want to buy this property for not a lot of money.
Right, right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So we want to track all of our county tax deed auction dates, right? So if we know that those people are going to lose their land to a tax deed investor or a tax lien investor, they've been getting notices every single month from the county treasurer. So
Mhm.
your offer is better than them getting nothing. So when we know a month ahead of time when they're going to lose their property, it's a really good time to mail.
Do you ever have people that tell you they didn't get contacted by the county or notified?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, I have a little saying from investment banking days: buyers are liars and sellers are worse.
Okay,
So,
well,
sure, sure they haven't. Maybe they haven't, but that has nothing to do with,
okay.
this or that, right? We want to increase our mailing frequency near that date, and this is what I call a deed grabber opportunity, essentially. So, one of my best deals was with a client of mine, and he sent out his mailers, and that next day this guy was going to lose I want to say like 1,200 acres.
Oh, wow.
And so, but he owed 30 grand in back taxes,
Oh, ouch.
and
Okay.
so he was going to just lose it all. And
Wow.
so that day I did the due diligence with him, and essentially what I had to do was, because I'm calling the county treasurer, so look, I'm going to wire you 30 grand and pay this guy's taxes. So take it off the tax sale list. That being said, I had to go to the seller and say, look, if I'm going to pay your taxes, I need to know in real time you're signing, notarizing, and FedExing me the deed.
Yeah.
So he went to the notary at like a shipwright, made a video for me
Uh-huh.
of him signing, having it notarized, putting it into the FedEx envelope, and then I sent the money. And each of us made 350 grand on that one deal.
Oh, well, you had a good driver. I mean, but that's crazy. I've had some 11th hour, paying off before a foreclosure kind of a thing, and there's a few bullets sweated.
Oh yeah, it was intense.
But that one sounds like that was worthy of sweating bullets.
Yeah, no, we bought that property 5 cents on the dollar, but
Wow.
for him, 5 cents was better than nothing.
And nothing, you bet. And that was
Yeah.
probably what, a family property. That sounds like a big ranch.
Yeah, it was I want to say a couple sections,
Oh,
640-acre sections.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, and it was all subdivided. It was a really great
Really?
deal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we're buying the land, we have to do our due diligence. We have to decide if to buy it, and then we have to close as a buyer, right? So when we're doing our due diligence, we want to know the coordinates of the property. We want to know the terrain and landscape. Is it accessible, right? What are the roads like? Any structures or modifications? What are the restrictions? And no breaks in the title chain, right?
Mhm.
So to do your due diligence info, you get GIS maps. You can go to terrafly.com. Google Earth is great. The county departments will have a lot of information for you. And then you can inspect the properties and get pictures, videos without ever setting foot on them. You can go to like a wegolook.com. I do local Craigslist gigs for $50. They
Okay.
fill out my property report. I want to know, are the neighbors dumping? Are there any dilapidated homes or cars out there? What's the road like, etc. And then deciding to buy, right? So features that are generally going to make it easier to sell a property is easy access. It's near a main road, easy to find, right?
Yeah.
What valuable improvements were made? Wells, survey stakes, road, driveway. Is it located near any compelling attractions, lakes, rivers, beaches, right?
Mhm.
And then in the path of population growth. What's going to make it difficult to sell a property? If it's difficult to access, right? There's junk or trash on the property. The restrictions. If you're going to buy out in, let's say, Pennsylvania or New Jersey, you've got to go online, go to EPA.gov, make sure you're not buying in a Superfund site.
Oh, yeah.
Any liens or encumbrances, any issues with the title chain.
How
So
about, let me ask this about mineral rights and that kind of thing. Is that something that you look at?
yeah, I mean, if there's mineral rights with it, great. If it's in a residential area and there's mineral rights aren't attached, that's
Mhm.
okay.
No biggie.
Yeah,
Okay.
no biggie. Yeah. So who decides if features are good or bad, right? The next owner, right? So just
Yeah.
because I don't like the property doesn't mean your customer won't like it. I mean, there's literally a pig for every barn. I mean, Nancy, I've sold property that, um, yeah, like I thought it looked like Chernobyl, and no one would buy it. And every piece of property sells. It's insane.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah. So if you're closing, like, so now we're buying the property from our seller, right? We want to do it, quickly and smoothly. We want to do our last minute due diligence before we send that check. We want to make sure they still own the property. And again, if it's $5,000 or less, I might close directly. If it's 5,000 or more, I'm going to use a title company anyway.
You just answered my next question. Thank you.
Yeah. So, the required paperwork, getting the deed, all that good stuff. So we're going to call the county assessor. You can use like a 123notary.com as a de facto escrow if you're just
Okay.
closing directly. And then, of course, the title company. I like Rocket Lawyer for legal docs as well. You use deeds.com to fill out your deed, do all that. And then finding buyers. So now we're in the marketing, right? We got to find traffic. We got to build your list of buyers and earn trust. So for finding traffic, we want to get in front of relevant traffic. So if you build it, they will come from the movie Field of Dreams does not apply, right?
Okay.
So we want to go where people are already looking to buy land, right? And we want to go where people from our niche market are going as well. We want to be an active contributor and position ourselves as a helpful expert. So, we might go to Facebook groups and start just engaging there, right? So relevant traffic could be at biggerpockets.com, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, Craigslist, eBay, right?
Yeah.
We want to check the engagement activity of the site's visitors, blog comments, social media comments, likes and shares, traffic data from alexa.com or similarweb.com as well. And then when we build our list, we want to give something of value to start our relationship, right? So we want to create a digital giveaway that your ideal customers will find helpful. So I have a giveaway that says how to avoid the 3 fatal land buying mistakes. So I'm educating my buyers how to be better land buyers. We want it to be relevant, timely, accurate, and useful. And we want to get honest criticism from someone, before we start giving away to the public.
So
Right?
your market then is really the person who is already into buying land instead of just somebody who wants to have 40 acres to go do deer hunting on or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, the person who wants 40 acres to go deer hunting is looking for raw land. So I don't want to ever be in the convincing business.
I see.
I just want to find the people that are already looking for that land. And I want to start hanging out there and be like the guy and the local expert so they know, like, and trust me, essentially.
Gotcha.
So, you know, we use a squeeze page, pop-ups to capture those leads. So really we want to build our list because let's face it, we don't own anything with Facebook, right? LinkedIn. We want to have a list of people, a list of buyers that we can email a deal of the week every week and sell land every week.
Hmm.
But in order to capture those leads, we want to use some of these tech tools. You use leadpages.com, instapage.com, unbounce.com, those things, right? And then
Yeah.
we want to use keywords, the actual language of our target market, on our squeeze pages for better response. So like you just said, deer hunting 40 acres might be our keyword research. So
Yeah.
we might go to Google and see, well, how many people are searching for deer hunting 40 acres, right? And then we might niche it down further, deer hunting 40 acres in Texas. And then we start building from that as well. And
Cool.
you go to Google Keyword Planner, Market Samurai, keywordtool.io,
Oh, let me
right?
suggest another one. I just charted out with this. It's a Chrome extension for keywords. It's free, and it'll tell you automatically when you do a search on google.com of what you want. It'll give you to the right a list of keywords. So look for, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a free extension for Chrome for keyword searches and completely free.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, there's never been a better time to do online marketing because the guesswork is done. Like we know what people are thinking about. That's all a keyword is how they're searching in Google for what they're looking for. Well,
Hmm.
if we know what they're thinking about, that's a great way to do our marketing.
Yeah, yeah.
So we want to be the go-to land expert for our audience. We want to provide helpful info and tips, not just endless sales offers. Like we've all seen that in our email inbox. We all have like, just we're just fatigued by it now. Um,
Seriously, I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails that I get, and then once your email is out there, it gets sold to other people. And I have some emails that are just repositories for junk, which is too bad. So it's kind of, you know, to come in and connect with somebody in a fresh way, you have to really make yourself a little different, not just
yeah,
throw BS at them all the time.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, so you want to keep that interest and engagement and respect your list. So you kind of want to have fun. You want to educate them, provide value, just like going to a party. Like you want to go to a party and like, oh, hi, Nancy, nice to meet you. You want to buy 40 acres in
Yeah.
Texas for me?
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah. Get lost.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But like, if we start talking and, hey, did you read this book lately? This is a great book I just read. Oh yeah, I love that book. Have you read this? Or, we start talking like, oh, this new Chrome extensions saved me so much time. And you're like, oh, that's so cool. Like we start having like a respectful conversation that adds value to our lives. Then I could say to you, oh, by the way, I've got 40 acres in Texas. That's a very different conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seth Godin, Ryan Lee, Andre Chaperon, these are great examples that we can mimic. So email trust begins in the inbox with top of mind awareness. So email service providers like MailChimp, Aweber, there's no constant contact. They're going to allow efficient, automated, and scalable follow-up. There's tons of them now. And you want to write conversationally like you're talking to a friend, right? So if you want to know how to create like a subject line, just go to your email inbox and look at the last 10 emails your friend wrote you, right? The subject line might be, hey, or what's up,
Yeah.
right? Use that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And then you want to use an email service provider for deliverability as well. And again, you don't want to look too salesy. And the email service providers will even have spam scoring tools. So if you have a word in there that they don't like that sounds spammy, you can just take it out. It's really cool. So you want to segment your list based on interest and behavior. Like, what did they click? Did they click on land in Texas or land in Florida, right? Well, if they clicked on land in Florida, we'll just send them our properties in Florida. If they clicked on Texas, we'll send it on Texas. If they are interested in bigger tracks, we might have that. So we can do these kind of fun things with it. And then you can see if they're the open and click stats, they have that segmenting function. And like I use Aweber, which is kind of old school, but AW Pro Tools is for like super geeky segmenting as well.
Really?
And then let's make some money. Let's sell the land, place ads, sell to your list, close as a seller, right? And then we'll collect feedback. So what's the big picture? We're going to place our ads in low cost, high traffic places and grab attention. Craigslist, 10th most trafficked website in the US. Facebook buy sell groups. I mean, if Facebook were a country, would it be the largest country now?
Probably.
I mean, there's billions on Facebook. eBay, landandfarm.com, landmodo.com. These are great places. Like they're already paying for traffic for people that want what we're selling. Again, you could have the greatest land in the world, but if you don't have a good headline, no one's going to click, right? I like big lots and I cannot lie, right? So you want to be urgent, unique, useful, ultra specific. And then you can use like a free headline generator, titlegenerator.com.
I have not tried that. I've got to check that out.
Yeah, or a free headline analyzer, coschedule.com/headline analyzer. And then you want to write good ad copy, which inspires action. We want to get their attention, interest, desire, and then a clear call to action. And so the good ads are going to spark curiosity and stir emotions. We want to tell a story about this land and start painting a picture about what they can do on it. YouTube has got great shortcuts for learning about copywriting principles. How to Write a Good Advertisement, short course in copywriting. It's a really thin book, but it's fantastic, by Victor Schwab. And then we want to analyze our ad structure from our successful competitors as well. And then we want to sell to our list, right? It's always easier to sell to people who already know you, like you, and trust you. So your list equals your people. And it's by far, like we talked about, your number one asset. It's the only thing you actually own. So you want to give your people that first priority for special offers. And then how to sell to your list. You're going to pick up the phone or record a quick personalized video. There's, what is it, dub.com, dubb.com to create a personalized video. There's, what is it, or is it BombBomb? Have you heard of BombBomb, Nancy?
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, that's a quick way to do it. You just use your phone, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. The phone has been something I use, and then also Zoom, which is free if somebody wants to. I mean, for an entry level, you could just go to Zoom and record yourself on a screen, and boom, there you go. They send you the video link.
Yeah, exactly. And it's super personal, super creative. You can use your email service provider, send a broadcast email to your list. You can post something in your social media accounts. Buffer.com lets you post to all your accounts at once. And then you want to start getting customer referrals, right? So those testimonials are so important. You just ask, call, email, write a letter, send a postcard. You want to offer them a compelling incentive. Maybe if you write me a testimonial for my website or make a video testimonial, I'll give you $100 off your next month's payment, right?
Nice.
You can create like a referral program as haskarma.com, campaigned.app.com has it all as well. So here's some case studies. Just a quick example, Scott Todd, the value of your list. He bought muddy land in Florida, thought he made a big mistake, emailed his list of only about 50 people. He sold the land in just 4 days.
Wow.
He made a $21,000 profit.
He looks happy.
He looks really happy. I hope you can hear this. Let me know if you can hear this.
What is he on site over there, or?
Yeah, can you hear him? He's talking about his deal.
Oh,
Can you hear
I'm
it?
not sure I can hear it now.
Okay.
Can't hear it.
I must have done something wrong on the setting here, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll send you the slides.
Okay. I heard him on your podcast, though. You've had him on as a podcast.
Yeah, no, he runs our flight school now. I mean, he's done over 200 deals this year himself. He's like the personification. He was at a Fortune 300 company, and in 17 months, 3 days, he made more money in land than his senior vice president job, and then he quit.
Well,
and he's a full-time land investor. He's giving back, teaching people. It's amazing.
I liked what he had to say about marketing, which is if you're not selling your land, you're not marketing. You got to get out there and connect with people. And then later that day, I was having to drive to go to the post office, pick up some stuff. And I go by a McDonald's and there's cars all lined out. And this is junk food they're buying. I mean, this is crap food and they know it. And it's all tasty and everything, but they're still driving through that because it's easy to find the McDonald's. It's on every street corner. It's easy to go through the drive-through. It's cheap. And so what McDonald's did was kind of what Scott was talking about. They made themselves available. They explain what their value proposition was, and they do it all the time. And therefore, they're selling like hotcakes or like Big Macs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the only thing that beats free is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so true. So easy payment processing, geekpay.io for automation, checkbook.io. So this is a way for your customers to make their down payment. Stripe, and then easy paperwork. Use DocuSign, Write Signature, notarypro.com as well.
I have not tried any of the GeekPay.io. Is it like Zelle or something like that? Or
yeah, so that's the software that I created. That is just a one-time set and forget it system. So you get your down payment, and then every month via ACH, their checking account, you get paid. And then it eliminated two annoying things that I was always having to do, which was, hey, Mark, how do I make a prepayment this month? They can log in and do it themselves. And then, hey, Mark, what's my current balance? they can log in and see it themselves. And then I lowered my default rate in half, which was
Wow.
about 8% to 4%, because I would get a secondary payment on file. So if the ACH failed, it would hit their credit card on file.
I love that. That's brilliant.
So I was, so I've really, all the pain points that I had in note collection, I solved with my own software. But then again, when you're selling, you want to have a guarantee and refund policy, right? Your guarantee should be compelling. Take away all the risk for your customer, right? Have it crystal clear. And it's always better to avoid going to court. I've been doing this 17 years. You know the old saying in real estate, it's not a matter of if you'll be sued, it's a matter of when. Knock on wood, right? I don't fight. They're not happy with the land. I just give them a refund.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then guess how many refunds I've done in 17 years?
How many?
You want to take a guess?
5?
That's your, come on.
I don't know. I mean,
No,
well,
it's like close to like 20.
is it still?
Yeah, and
I
it's
mean, I don't know
really,
what your
really
numbers
rare.
are. So.
Yeah. I mean, I've done over 5,200 deals.
Oh, well, okay. So
Yeah.
percentage-wise, it's a,
It's
ridiculous.
really, really, really low.
But
But
when you
yeah.
look at like Tuft and Needle or some of the other marketers that sell like bedding, and they say try this for 90 days, and then they'll take it back if you don't like it. Well, they can't sell that product again. You can't
Yeah.
take back a mattress or a down blanket or something like that and go put it out on the market. So they're eating those costs, but obviously they figured out that the bottom line is that they make their customer feel more comfortable about buying, and therefore the numbers are okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've got a 90-day, refund policy, a very simple philosophy, happy customers guaranteed. And I always say the same thing. Look, put your money down today, lock up the property, give yourself 90 days, go out, look at the property. If for whatever reason you don't love the property, I'll either exchange it for property you do love or refund you. And oftentimes, that's just enough. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll put my money down.
And you've just raised the comfort level for your customer in an incredible way, and it's easy for you to do. And okay, so if you have to give them your money back, that's fine. That just means that you have to have that money on hand for 90 days somehow, in case they do come back and ask for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and again, we're not talking like real money, like a house, right?
Right.
I mean, it might be $1,000 down payment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, again, if you refund, you can certainly sell the land again.
Nice.
So, which is great. So, and then we want to collect their feedback. We want to know how they found you and why they bought. The best way to find out, again, call and ask. Email and ask them to respond, and have a feedback form on your website, right? And then we can start selling to those same people in bunches. Why did you buy the land? Well, I'm a prepper, and I'm preparing, I'm hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst.
Yeah.
And this land was perfect for me. Oh, really? So, okay, then you start marketing to that group similar types of land. You can use surveys as well. So surveymonkey.com is great. Surveygizmo.com, survey.io, Google Forms, right? So when you call to ask why they bought, ask for a video testimonial while you have them on the phone. And when reviewing, we want to look at the overall length, word count of the responses, right? We want to tap into those emotional words, because that's, again, is going to help us on our next marketing piece. And then provide those marketing keywords. And these are indicators of our hyper responsive people, the ones who care the most and give us the best suggestions. So that's it. Those are our 5 simple systems.
That is just, I mean, you have just outlined the whole business right there in an amazing, succinct fashion, really. I mean, I know there's a lot of detail still involved in it, but that's pretty impressive that you can roll through the whole process like that. And there's a lot of detail that you put in your presentation, so I really appreciate that, because even people that are not buying land are going to find things to apply from what you're talking about right here.
Right, hopefully, yeah. So that was pretty detailed. I don't know if you thought I was going to go that detailed, but
I love it. And now I want to hear more about, what was it, geekpaid.io?
Yeah, geekpaid.io. Do you want me to just show you?
Yeah, because I think that a lot of people that are in the notes business are going to want to see how you do this.
Okay.
And how it works.
All right, great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my dashboard here. And okay, so what I'm going to do is share my screen and open it up. So here it is. And, first thing you're going to do when you sign up is go to your settings and merchant accounts right
Okay.
here. And then you're going to add a merchant account because this is where our automation comes in. So Stripe, WePay, BluePay, Authorize.net, that's for our credit card down payments. I
Yeah.
recommend using Stripe, but Actum is the one for ACH, right?
Okay.
And they'll help you get set up.
So
So
if
once you're
somebody
set
has-
up,
So if somebody has like an IRA, a self-directed IRA, because I work with a lot of people that do that, and you can make those payments to that directly without getting in the middle of that and doing something that the IRS doesn't want you to do. So Actum would be the one to use for that,
correct.
or Stripe if you're depositing to an LLC or something like that.
Correct. So when you set up your Stripe and Actum accounts, you will give them the account number and routing number of your bank account, Nancy, where
Okay.
you want that money to flow based on that note.
Okay.
Okay. So then once this is all set up, and it's very easy to do, you're going to go to your loan portfolio. You go to your loans and just hit here, new loan. You click new loan, and we'll put in our loan name, and I'll just say Nancy Conrad, or I might put the property name too. Let's say 40 acres, Nevada, right? So how much should I loan that money to you for?
Let's call it $20,000.
So 20,000.
It's a nice piece of land.
It's nice. And what's the interest rate?
Well, when I do a note, I'm always trying to go somewhere between 10 and 12%. I don't know what the land. What do you usually average?
We're the same way. Between 9 and 12.9%.
Okay, so we'll say 12%.
Okay, and then people usually do 365 days. Banks do 360 days. Our yield's a little higher at 360. So let's just do 360. And then how many months?
Let's call it 60 months.
60 months. Okay. And then our interest start date is?
We'll go January 1.
January 1. How come it's not populating?
Or yeah, whatever.
Okay, here we go. January 1. And then payment start date? February 1?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And then now here's our summary. So we're going to get $446.61 a month. The final payments due on January 1st, 2024, 12%. So now, how long for our grace period if they're late? I usually do 5 days. But
yeah, 5 days is what I've used.
And then what's our we can do a flat fee or percentage.
I like flat fees if it's for myself, but for my other note people, I usually do percentage. But
you want to do 10%? Percentage? 10%. We'll set that up, and then their default.
Yeah. Let's see. What do you usually see for land?
60 days.
Okay.
They're in default.
Because I think on notes they're actually in default. I mean, if I wanted to press the button on it after 30 days, but you let people. The legal definition of default differs from state to state, obviously. So it's what contractually we would say it. So we'll call it 60 in this.
Yeah. So for me, once they're 30 days late, then they have 30 days to cure. So that we take that property back in 60 days.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Yeah. So then we're going to set up our automation, and that's going to be, we'll use Stripe for our credit card.
Okay.
And for our ACH, of course, we'll use Actum. And then we can expand this. We can see our amortization schedule. Excellent. And our borrower can log in as well and see this as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that at the end of the day, we got our 26,000 total, 6,700 in interest.
Mm-hmm.
Is what they're going to pay. So hit continue. And then we'll put in the borrower billing details. So we'll just say Nancy at
NancyConrad.com or
street test and 85028. And then I need your social security number, right? Why do I need your social?
I don't know.
Because your borrower can write off that interest expense at the end of the year. So we got to prepare a 1098. So we'll give you your social, which is 654-321-000, and continue.
Okay.
And now we're going to upload our documents. So
Oh,
this is where our borrower can see what they've agreed to. So for our business, it's a purchase sale agreement, a land sale contract, and a promissory note. So for you, it might be something a little bit different for your note business,
mm-hmm.
most likely the promissory note. Anything else for compliance. And we'll select the file, and we'll just start downloading a bunch of stuff,
Okay.
right? Doesn't matter. And then we'll hit continue. And then we're going to have fees, right? So yeah, there's a fee for GeekPay,
Yes.
but this is the only software that is actually a profit center because we don't charge note setup fees, but you can certainly charge your borrower a note setup fee, right? And then we don't, we have a monthly fee, but then you can charge your borrower the monthly fee. So what do you want to charge your borrower for the privilege of
Well,
your note?
servicing companies on a note are going to charge, I don't know, let's say $20, $25. Some charge 18, but that's usually, how much.
So
Let's call it 25.
all right, so instead of the note servicing company getting that money, Nancy gets that money
Okay.
because you're the one servicing the note. So we'll put in the description, note servicing fee, right?
Okay.
Now we have to do another fee, right? Because we're going to collect our monthly taxes. So let's say the monthly taxes are $120 a month, prorated monthly taxes.
Okay.
And then hit the plus sign again, and we'll just charge $3, no whining fee, right? We'll hit a plus again. And so now we have all our fees. Now this will have nothing to do with the amortization. All this goes straight to your pocket, Nancy.
Okay.
So, but we can just delete the whining fee and go from there. Now, I don't know about you, but I hate partnering with Stripe or Authorize.net, that 2.9% credit card fee.
Mm-hmm.
So the ACH is really cheap. It's like $1 fee. But if the ACH fails, we charge their credit card on file. Well, I'm not going to pay that transaction fee. So we charge a 3% note drop fee, right? Or, note collection fee just for the credit card payment. Now, if we wanted to charge a note fee, a transaction for the ACH, we could, right? If you want to charge it 1%,
Okay.
we could do another note fee for ACH. And then we just hit the drop down and just do it for ACH payments and then continue. And then here's where we get their information. We can connect their bank account and connect their card. So if we connect their bank account, we'll get all this information here. You can see this is already pre-filled out. Get their phone number, we'll get the account name, the routing number, the account number, and then we'll go back. And then we'll connect the credit card as well. And we'll get their name, their card number, expiration, CVV code, and then we'll hit continue as well. So we have both things in there. And then we'll go back and we'll continue. And then continue. And so now we're going to invite our borrower. So we'll send this to the borrower for approval. They'll email it, right? See all their stuff. But let's say that you're getting a check every month, right? And you don't want to automate it. Then you click here, you manually track the loan.
Oh.
And you would just, after they make a payment, you get your check, you'd come in and you just type in the payment. So to do that, you just hit create a payment. And you'd say, oh yeah, I got my 446.69 for February.
And do you find that some people would just prefer to send a check still rather than do it electronically?
I don't know.
I mean, when I ever write a check is like maybe no, I don't really write checks very often. I mean, it's just really seldom anymore.
Yeah, and I would tell my borrower, look, if you don't ever want to incur a late fee, let's automate it. This way, it's just one less thing for you to think about.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So then we just hit process payment and would do it. So here's our overview of our note. Here's where we can see our payments.
Oh, you have billing statements
We can
too.
see our billing statements for good accounting and journal entries. So we can see the payment, interest payment, and our fees. We can see if they open the email, right?
Uh-huh.
And then here's our payment accounts if we want to connect more things.
Do you have to
Um,
manually send the billing statements out, or do you set them up to go out
yeah,
based?
no, everything's automated. So it's just all online.
Love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
And
my
then
gosh.
we can get our annual reports. We can send out all this to our bookkeeper. Here's our down payment link. We hit new down payment,
Huh.
create a down payment. We'll say Nancy C, let's say $1,000. We'll collect it again via Stripe and hit create. And then when I click on you,
Mm-hmm.
I get this link, and then I'm going to go to a different browser, open it, and there it is.
That is so cool. Now tell me
So
how
I
much.
can put this on my website too, and I can embed that link.
That's excellent. That's really excellent. I think for especially for people that maybe don't have a lot of notes, especially the self-directed IRA investors. Let's say you got 10 notes, and maybe you don't need the servicer to deal with all that. A lot of the things that the servicer does sometimes can be very helpful. I will give them that. They'll send letters for somebody that isn't making payments, and they've got all that in their system and so on. But sometimes you get a really simple note that's easy peasy, and you could definitely do this and avoid all that nonsense, and you're more connected to it. I mean, you know what's going on immediately because you can go into this. Now,
Right,
tell me,
exactly. And
now
then
do
let's
you,
say that Giovanni has a wife. We can invite Giovanni's wife
okay.
to log into the borrower loan as well.
Oh,
So if I log out, this is what the borrower will see. Let me see here. I go to the borrower account. And so they would log in and they'd click on themselves.
okay. And
And
you're
then this is what they see. They can see their payment schedule.
uh-huh.
They can see what they agreed to. They can see their term, and they can make an early payment.
Nice.
They can see their billing statements. They can see their payments.
Could they technically pay off the loan if they wanted to, right?
Absolutely, right here. They could
Okay.
do it. If they want to set up a new merchant account, they can do it, or they can proceed with the manual loan.
Wow. How long did it take you to set this up? This is a beautiful system.
Thank you. I have to tell you, if I could do it over again, I wouldn't have done it. It was so difficult
Long work.
dealing with
Yeah.
developers.
Right.
But it works great, and I'm so glad I did it. That being said, you got to have great support with software. So we have it. So we have free support. You just click on Intercom, and you can do a new conversation here, or you can go to the help desk, and you can say loans,
Mm-hmm.
and you find an answer quickly. Here, you can see more results.
So you've set this up with a bot then to do
Yeah,
that?
yeah. So you can go to help.geekpay.io and see everything you need.
Mm-hmm.
How to process payments with GeekPay, charges, ACH charges, everything you need is right here.
Really, really nice. So what does it cost for somebody to get into your system and have this available?
So to get started, they would go to landgeek.com/geekpay.
Okay.
And I think it's pretty irresistible. You tell me, Nancy.
Okay.
If they would just want to do it manually, so they're just collecting monthly checks,
Uh-huh.
it's $9 a month, unlimited notes, no
Okay.
note setup fee, right?
Yeah.
If they want to do the automation, it's $99 a month.
Okay.
And that's it. And then here's another demo. And they can see it.
That $99 a month. So let's say you had 5 notes and you're paying somebody $25 a month to go do it. There you go. You're already ahead of the game right there, and you have more control over what's going on.
Right, because the servicing companies charge you $100 or $200 just to set up the note.
Onboarding, yes.
And then so we don't charge that. So you have unlimited notes. So essentially, if you're charging $9 a month or $25 a month for your note collection fee, and
Mhm.
you've got 4 notes, well, and then you charge a a one-time note setup fee of $100. This is actually a profit center for people.
So when they're making the check, now one of the things that a servicing company does is it gives you that third party disinterested person kind of thing, so that when Joe Blow has a note, they're making a payment, especially for houses, I guess. They're making a payment to that servicing company under that particular name, and then the servicing company is obliged to make that payment to you. Sometimes they can be a little slow about it. um,
Right.
and that could be an issue. But when they're doing it this way, are they paying your company directly then?
They're paying, yeah. So it goes set up directly to you.
Mhm.
And if you want to keep money, let's say for escrow or any of that, um, that's something that you would probably want the third part, like a title company or,
To
a
hold
third
that.
party to hold it. But as far as like each month, um, I'm not exactly, because I'm not in the note business. I
Yeah.
don't know what you need to do for compliance, because this is a one-to-one relationship. Now, your borrower doesn't care how you service the note, right?
Right.
Um, Dodd-Frank might. So you want to make sure that you're in compliance there. But otherwise, as long as you're completely transparent with everything, which all your documentation you would just upload in there, set.
Yeah.
And then we also have a authorization form through Actum, so they sign it to authorize you taking the payments every month.
Well, I know that a lot of notes people are doing their own. They're originating their own notes. I mean, I've done
Right.
this before, and I would think that with this situation, it would be easier to use this system. If I'm buying an existing note and it's already been in the service company land, then I
Right.
might keep it in that, because they're doing hello goodbye letters. You know what those are, where you have to be in compliance and send that letter saying, hey, your loan has been sold and now you have to make the checks out to this person.
Right, right. In fact, so all the notifications are automated, and we kind of made it geeky. So if you go to settings here, I'm just going to share this with you. You can see what so they get notification. You get notifications, they get notification. But if you go to settings, I don't know about you, but um, I hate getting that notification that money just went out of my account. So instead of saying, hey, thank you for your business or whatever, we give them something of value. So it says, hey, have hiccups? Here's the geeky cure. Inhale through your mouth, swallow saliva twice, and slowly exhale through your nose for
Fun.
100% effective hiccup cure. Thanks for being our customer, and go here to see our latest listings, right? Have trouble sleeping? Look at pictures of other people sleeping. This triggers a response to your brain that actually makes you feel more tired. Pretty geeky, huh? Thanks again for being awesome. So you can give them something of value with that receipt of payment to
Mhm.
mitigate the sting. So we did that in there too.
That's
Kind of really fun.
brilliant, Mark. I
And then
love
you
that
can,
idea.
thank you. And then here's our annual reports. You can just download that out.
It's so much better than thank you for your payment. you know
Yeah, yeah. And you can see your payments failed, processing, pending, all that. So you can kind of go into any state here, who's pending, um, who succeeded.
Let me ask you something, and this is apart from geekpay.io.
Right.
How many of what percentage of your land deals end up being something that you take back?
So for me, it's about 4%.
That's low. That's pretty low.
Yeah. It's really low because of Geek Pay. Now, in a good economy, um, like we're in now, it's 4%. In a bad economy, which, yeah, we
Yeah.
might be going into, it'll probably be 8 to 10%.
Okay.
But, like I know for me, for 2010, I had a 40% note fallout,
Okay.
but I resold all of them, and it's fine, you know?
And that was going to be kind of my question is, how do you ride out those? Let's see, we're assuming that there's going to be a recession, something of a downturn. We don't know I don't think it's going to be like what we had 2007,
I don't
2008.
think
Not the
so.
same situation, but okay, we're looking at the numbers and we can kind of see that there's something coming up. And what do you do in your business to go from the market that we're in now to survive in the market that you think we might be in?
Yeah. So again, I make it irresistible, right? I
Okay.
keep it a really low car payment, and then I buy like crazy. So I love recessions because I just go on a shopping spree at that point.
Yes, yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
And you're trying to keep those payments. What's the sweet spot for payments on land?
A car payment like 249 to, let's say 1,000 a month.
And then the term that people like to see is that, we were doing the scenario and I put,
Yeah, so maybe 60 to 360 months, depending on how big the tract is.
okay, that
Yeah.
1,200 acres might be 360.
Yeah, yeah. So I've got some big notes that,
Okay.
go out a little longer. But again, they can make a prepayment at any time. If they want to pay it off sooner.
Now, what's the best way to find you? You've got your podcast that you talked about. You've
Yeah, yeah. I'd
land.
say the landgeek.com.
Uh-huh.
And then if they go to the landgeek.com/launch kit, just for being friends with you, Nancy, I'm going to give them our $97 passive income launch kit course for free.
Cool.
So
Okay.
landgeek.com/launch kit.
Well, that's excellent. Now, you also will teach people or you'll mentor people as well. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. So we teach people how to do it so they don't have to make all the mistakes I did.
That's
And
good.
then, for people that have more money than time, and they're an accredited investor, they can just talk to us directly. We have a fund. We kind of do
Oh,
it.
very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Well, I really appreciate your time today, Mark. It has been illuminating. Great stuff here. Some real gold. I'm going to have to even go back and kind of sort out and say, oh, I like this little pearl here and that little pearl, lots of things. So I really appreciate your time and thank you so much.
Thank you, Nancy. I really appreciate it.
All right. Well, I will let you go. We'll talk to you soon, I hope.
All right. Thanks, Nancy.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.